Hello, Michelle Morgan here. And recently I went to China and I wanted to share some tips that would also make your experience very easy in terms of taking public transportation. We took the subway a lot in China and we were in Beijing and Xi'an. And I learned about these apps through the subway, and it made it a lot easier to kind of figure out where you were going and how long it would take to get to certain places. So first, I want to share the first app to download before you get there is Explore Beijing. So it's this red app with the looks like an M in the middle. So I'm gonna go ahead and give a tutorial on it and just show how I used it while I was on my trip to China. So all of the subway system in Beijing is here. So you can see all the lines that it's divided by, and it really is helpful, especially if you're taking any tours. So we took a Great Wall tour, and it told us, you had to get off on line 2 at the specific exit and walk 50 meters to the west, and that is where our bus was going to be waiting. So prior to going, I was a little nervous, but once I got the app and I learned about it, it made it really easy to get to where I was going. So I'm just going to use an example here and then just how to use it. So first I'm going to zoom in here. You want to click on the station that you're going to be starting at. So for instance, I'm going to start on this gold line here, and I'm going to say I'm going to be starting at the Shilipu station. So I'm going to click on the Shilipu station, and then I'm the top right-hand corner, you see the arrow within the green little circle. You're going to click on that because now you're going to choose your destination. And so from there, let's say we're going to go to the Summer Palace, which I went to the Summer Palace and it's beautiful. And where's the Summer Palace? So here, West Gate of the Summer Palace. I'm going to click on West Gate of the Summer Palace, that stop. And you can see that it's going to take around an hour to get from the Shilipu station to the West Gate of the Summer Palace. And then it also tells what lines you're going to have to get on, when you're going to have to get off because you're going to have to take another subway at that point. So you can see here, it gives you the directions in orange. So it makes it very easy on how to get to your specific destinations. And I really love this app because it was really helpful. One thing that I also found helpful is if you're kind of like embarking on new places and you're kind of just like winging it, I would suggest taking pictures of the subway station that you're at. Also, taking pictures of the exit that you're exiting from or that you're entering on as well. So a lot of the subway stations had A, B, C, or D, and it is really helpful because we got lost a few times, or actually we got lost once because we didn't remember which station we had gone out to go get back home. So what is really helpful is to take pictures of the station that you're entering in so that you know what side you're coming out on. It makes things a lot easier. So this is an example of how to use the Explore Beijing app. So if you're looking for a subway station, like someone gives you directions, but you don't know where it's at, and of course there is a lot of stops here on this map, so it can get a little overwhelming, especially because we're new to the area. So say I'm looking for Shilipu station, I'm going to go to the top right, click on the search, type in Shilipu. We see it's here, second to the top, and the orange. You see where it lit up in orange. Oh, I took it off. Let me do it again. Shilipu. You see there in orange where it lit up, so it tells you exactly where that station is and where you can start or where you need to end, and it gives you an idea from there. The next app that I found really helpful is Metro Man. So Metro Man is this yellow app and also looks like an M. And when we went to Xi'an, it was really helpful because you got to see different subway system maps that I didn't have already. So what you can do is you can pick the city that you want to actually have where you'll be going, and you can choose any city that you're going in China, and you can download that map for the subway system, which is really helpful as well. So when I got there, I didn't know that, but then when I got to Xi'an, I downloaded it, and so I had access. So you can see right here, I already had access. I opened it, Xi'an, click on it, and it's very similar to the Metro Man app. as well. I found it very helpful. Once again, getting to places like the Drum Tower, the Bell Tower, the Muslim Quarter, the pagodas, just so many things. Also, helpful with directions on getting the bus to the Terracotta Warriors as well. So, very similar as well. You put in your stop where you're going, and it tells you exactly how to get there. Put in the search. I can already see here it's going to cost me 6 kwai. It's going to take about 46 minutes. It tells me there's one transfer. And so you can see what you have to do here. You're going to start here on the red line, line 2. It even tells you the number of stops that you're going to need, 3 stops. Get off on the next stop, which is going to be line 1, and you're going to have 12 stops, and it tells you where to get off on the exit. So really helpful app there. The next app I'm going to share is a map. So it looks like a paper airplane. And this is the map that is used in China. It can be helpful. I also use Google Maps, but it's just another map to have for just in case. It is in Chinese. I don't know how to read Chinese, but it was still something that I had access to just in case I really wanted it or needed it. And then the last app that I found helpful was XE Currency. And so obviously XE Currency allowed me to see what I was purchasing in China and letting me know how much it was costing in American dollars. And you can do it to, wherever country you're coming from. So you know exactly what it is that you're circulating at that moment. And so if it's 35 kwai, I know that in USD it's basically $5. So those are some really great apps. Also, another app that I didn't have to use because I knew someone who was living there and they utilized this app, and that is the Uber service that they have. So similar, it's called Didi. So Didi is their Lyft/Uber that they use. And I was told that, so you type in Didi and you can do taxi China. And you see here Didi Greater China, and it's very similar. And what I was told is that even if you're international, you can input your credit card information and utilize the Didi app while you're in China. So instead of getting a taxi and you want to get an Uber or Didi instead, you can totally do that. Another thing that I learned, I have an Android, and because of where I wasn't able to use my app store. So what I had to do is I had to use Bing, not Google. Bing.com was how I was able to search the internet. And I had to put APK in front of the app that I was looking for. And that allowed me to actually download the app because I wasn't able to use my app store to download anything. So that was really helpful that I learned as well. So if you know some apps, do your research, download, majority of the things that you have before you get there, if that helps. For me, it did help. And yeah, that's all the apps that are very useful while you're enjoying your trip in China. Treasure yourself and shine.